What's going on, folks? I've got a great Call of Duty Ghosts class setup for you today. This class is for all you rushers out there who like to get stuck deep into the action, and this one hails right back to the days of Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, where we all just run around leaping from buildings and blazing people down. None of that nancing around sitting in corners or pretending to be a bush. This is for all the players who've got balls, who aren't afraid of conflict. So meet Rushing Rhonda. She's going to show us how this rushing class is going to work out. She knows that the best way to get kills in Call of Duty is to go out and get them yourself by heading straight into battle, none of this creeping around and hiding from everyone. So even though Call of Duty Ghosts is an assault rifle dominant game, we are going to use an SMG for the faster movement speed and generally faster handling. The Vector, the Bison and the MTAR-X are all good choices, but we're going to make use of the K7, which is another weapon which comes along with a built-in suppressor. Rushing's all about making use of both your speed and stealth abilities, so that suppressor is going to come in really handy to avoid being detected when we're deep behind enemy lines. The K7's also got some pretty good stats. It comes along with an 895 rounds per minute fire rate. This is pretty average in terms of SMG fire rates, but it's much higher than what you find on most of the assault rifles, and it's going to help with those close range times to kill. The damage of the K7 does drop off to a lowly 7-shot kill at long range, but we don't need to worry about that too much since we're setting up a rusher class and it's all about getting up close and personal with the bad guys. So the two attachments we're going to run on our K7 are the extended mags as well as the grip. Extended mags is most important to boost up that 32 round magazine, so we've got plenty of rounds to spray into the enemy. This rushing setup's especially fun on that new Ground War playlist where you've got plenty of enemies to run into. You can get some nice multi-kills just by spraying them all down while running circles around them. And while we are going to use the K7 in any medium to long range encounters, we are still going to make use of the grip just to tame that recoil. You don't really need an optic on this weapon, and you can't extend that 3-shot kill range with the muzzle brake since it comes along with a built-in suppressor, so we might as well just make use of the empty slot and use the grip just to help keep our shots on target. Once again, we're going to leave out the secondary weapon and the grenade options to make use of those points on perks. So moving straight onto the perk selections, it's funny how in previous Call of Duties it was quite easy to make 3 perk selections, but even though we've got 11 perk slots to allocate now, it's still difficult trying to fit in everything that you want. But there's a few crucial perks we're going to need to make use of as a rusher. The first 2 are a couple of stealth related perks of Dead Silence and Off the Grid. You're likely going to be using this class in those large team games, so being undetectable is really going to help keep you alive. Off the Grid obviously keeps you off those satcoms, and Dead Silence just helps avoid you being hunted out by the sound of your footsteps, which is handy when you're busy flanking the bad guys and stuck deep behind enemy lines. Quick Draw would usually be quite a useful perk selection, but in the case of this rusher setup we're already using an SMG which has quite a fast aim down sights time. So instead we'll go with the Steady Aim and the Ready Up perks just to help us spray down the enemies at close range. Then in order to go whizzing around the map parkour style, we're going to want to make use of the Agility perk and the Resilience perk. Agility grants us that faster movement speed. While we aren't using Marathon quite yet, it is going to be used as part of the Specialist bonus, but Agility is really going to help us make up ground across the map, and in my opinion it's more important than Marathon, seeing as Marathon often ends up resulting in you sprinting straight into danger. Whereas if you've got that limited sprint duration, it kind of enforces you to be a little bit more careful. But SMGs are full mobility anyway, so combined with the agility perk, you're going to be moving at superhuman speed. Then that final perk of Resilience just helps avoid breaking your legs when you go jumping out of those windows, and makes certain that you're going to be entering the next gunfight with 100% health. So rushing's all about having some fun in game with some fast-paced gameplay, so we don't really want to make use of any of the kill streak rewards that kind of take you out of the game in order to control them. There are some rewards like the guard dog that helps give you protection, or that maniac juggernaut which can be quite fun running around with. But for this setup we're going to go with the specialist strike package in order to equip all those perks that we might have missed out that we did quite fancy including in our setup. 2 of those important perks are ICU and Sleight of Hand. Once again, you don't want to be running straight into the action without 100% health, so ICU just helps regenerate that health faster between each gunfight. Being a rusher, you're not going to want to be sat wasting time sitting in a corner, so this is a great way of keeping the action fast paced. We are using the extended mags on the K7, but you are going to run out of ammunition at some point. The 2.5 second reload time is not the quickest, but hopefully you can duck out of the action just long enough to perform a quick reload until you unlock the Sleight of Hand perk. By this time you'll be on a nice little kill streak, so Sleight of Hand is just going to help avoid those situations where you're caught in that vulnerable position halfway through a reload. Then for the third specialist unlock, we'll go with the wiretap perk to help turn the tables on the bad guys and use their SATCOMs against them. This is going to make it easy to go flanking around the back of the enemy team, then just chase down all those dots and take everyone out with your stealth abilities. Then we've also got the option to set up the full specialist bonus, so you might as well just go ahead and select everything that you haven't made use of so far. So the 4 perks I've chosen are Marathon, Scavenger, Amplify and Focus. It would be nice if we could include Focus a little bit earlier, and you will find that there's some gunfights that you lose as a result of View Kick, but it's difficult to try and justify taking out any of the existing perks to slot it in anywhere else. Scavenger is also a pretty important one to include in your full specialist bonus. By this point you're going to be running low on ammunition even though we've selected extended mags, but once you get that full specialist bonus you can simply resupply and continue your reign of terror. So hopefully this class setup helps get people moving in Call of Duty Ghosts. I really think it's a shame that so many people play so passively just to increase their kill death ratio stats or to try and acquire those high kill streak rewards. To me, Call of Duty's always been about having fun rushing around, and Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 were the days when people weren't scared to rush headfirst into action. But hopefully you'll give this setup a try and have some fun with it. If you do, or if you just enjoyed my video or some of the clips I managed to get while using this rusher setup, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up down below, just to help spread the word and share the video with your friends. If you're new to my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, stick around for plenty more Call of Duty Ghosts class setups. Check the link to the playlist down in the description in case you've missed any of those previous episodes. Otherwise, thanks for watching, I'll catch you all later.